Hey guys, future Duan over here, coming to you from probably most likely episode 3. I'm going to be probably filming that soon. I still got to film episode 2, which was filmed not too long ago. But anyways, I'm coming to you from the future because a bunch of things have happened and I feel like a few things just need to be said. Just to clarify a few things that you may be having when you're watching this series. If you do stumble across it, I appreciate you. But, first things first, I just wanted to say that this was filmed all the way in September. So it's been a couple months since then and, a lot has happened. I have been a bit behind in releasing my vlogs because what I want to achieve with these vlogs is pretty much showing you the journey and just taking you along and trying to film as much as I can until I get to the aesthetic physique, right? Being natural. And I'm trying to show you guys, my version. I'm taking along my journey of achieving the physique that I've always wanted to achieve ever since I started training back in year 7 when I stepped foot in the gym. So I'm finally actually getting there and committing 110% and, showing you things that I do, things that may help. You might find this interesting. I might do a few things, definitely talking about a lot of things. It's going to be very insightful. I try and make it as entertaining as I possibly can, but these vlogs are essentially to show you the journey and take you with me the journey because I'm finally actually going to get in shape and losing all the body fat that I've never really managed to get down to, like anywhere near 10%, anywhere down to actually see visible abs, right? Because I've always just, fluctuated. I've gone down, but then I've always just fallen off and, not really had the mental capacity to keep going with the dieting and stuff like that. So recently I found, the key tricks and I've been experimenting and finally, found a way that I'm able to enjoy it and push on through, and I've gotten the motivation and I know 110% that I am getting there. I need to take it one day at a time and, it's just a timely thing. As long as I do the right things to be able to lose the weight and eat every day, I will get there. So that's where all this whole Road to Aesthetics series idea came about. And, I know I'm on episode 2 and a lot has happened. Ideally, I'd like to have a bunch of episodes really in depth. But yeah, life's been crazy. I'm trying to do all these sort of things. Obviously, I launched a gaming channel. You may or may not know there's a gaming channel that has been launched. I talk more about that in this video. I mentioned a whole bunch of things that you may or may not already know, but I felt like it was been sitting there. And I also felt like I was about to scrap it and just, move on and do a more recent vlog. But then I realized, well, I'm never going to get back to that point again. I'm never going to get to that body fat percentage ever again. I'm never going to let my body fat get too out of control because I finally got a habit out of it. So I want to basically bring you along the journey and show you finally from where I start to where I finish, because I have this feeling that obviously once you get really lean and you can show off your body really crazy along with the personality, it can help. And obviously that's where I feel like a lot of my social media and all this sort of content growth will stem from, is once I actually achieve my aesthetic physique and then people want to know how I got there. This is going to be what it's for. This is the backlog of people when you want to check me out later on. Whenever you stumble across this video, I don't know where you're coming from, whether you're from the future, whether you're stumbling on it when it's just been released, but this is sort of my mindset going into releasing videos like this. So it's more slower paced, really just me explaining a whole bunch of things, and hopefully you find it insightful. So yeah, this episode I talk more about a bit of a shoulder injury, trap sort of overuse injury thing that I've got going on. So there's definitely a lot of that. And then in the following episode that I've got currently, I'm going to be walking you through a massive cheat day, probably 8,000 plus calories easy if you see what I've eaten, and then just showing you how to recover from it, even though I'm not letting it get too out of hand, how I recover from it, different ways you can go about doing it, and show you what I personally do. So definitely be on the lookout for that whenever that comes along. But I just wanted to let you guys know that a whole bunch of things have happened. There's a few I didn't edit it perfectly, trying to get out of this mindset of trying to make things so perfect that it takes so long. So bear with me, there may be a few editing mistakes here and there. I'm still trying to sort out a bunch of things, but look, yeah, a whole bunch of things are happening. As you can tell, the biggest thing, I got curtains in my room just to help with the whole blackout scenario. And you may or may not know, but I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bed behind me. So yeah, I finally invested in that. But that's all for later episodes to talk about. This is a sneak peek of the future, but yeah, we're going to be stuck in the past a little bit. I'm going to be releasing vlogs. Obviously, that's why I put the date there to let you guys know that, it is when, it was taken, so you understand all that. Go through my supplements. I go through my cardio routine, why I haven't been training weights recently, why I've just been doing my cardio, and, I found a great cardio machine, all that good stuff. So I believe that is everything I just wanted to quickly say and introduce and just let you know this is what this series is all about. And yeah, let you know I'm a little bit behind just with life, so just bear with me a little bit. But I'm making these videos because I know, it's not going to go viral. I mean, for the off chance it might, right? I'm not expecting to be another Sam Sulek, but what I am expecting, or what I am purposely wanting, is to just show you guys a journey. Whoever is interested, whoever may need to watch this, or need, you might find some value in this, then great. I hope you enjoy it. I try to put a little bit of effort, make it somewhat digestible and entertaining with the whole, we put a bit of music in there, a bit of cool little transitions, practicing my editing, content creation skills, because, this is where the passion lies. And a few things are happening behind the scenes as well. So I'll definitely update you. Most likely going to be in episode 4 when that comes out. I think that's where I'm planning on letting you guys know that. Hopefully I can get more into the swing of things and be a bit more up to date with my vlog, so then I release it and it's actually not too far behind. Apart from that, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you again for all your support. I'm hovering around 13k subscribers, trying to get to 20,000. Even 15,000 would be amazing. Hope you find some value, and there's definitely going to be a lot of things happening in this channel in the future, but right now it's all just humble beginnings, because I'm getting my ass in shape, and then I'm planning on doing a whole bunch of cool things that basically be on the lookout for, guys. So yeah, with that being said, let's roll the video, shall we? Now recently, every time I wake up in the mornings, I like to grab a cup of coffee, especially during my cut. Welcome to Road to Aesthetics, episode 3, I believe it is. This episode is going to be covering more on the recovery side of things. Road to Aesthetics. What the hell happened? Well, lucky for me, it's nothing too serious. Anyway, there's a lot that's happened since my last update video that I'm going to be filling you in on about during today's video. I'm going to take you with me to the gym, and it's a recovery day, so I'm still going to the gym, but I'm not hitting the weight. So basically, the last few weeks I've been hitting hard at the gym. I've been obviously in a caloric deficit for a while, going in and out, because every now and then I'd have like cheat days, or what I like to call them, glycogen replenish days, right? Because you're replenishing your glycogen stores. I'll talk more about that later. But I don't know what I did. But more so, I thought it was my shoulder, but it's actually more my trap, sort of my shoulder, my left side. There's some sort of pinching muscle thing that hasn't gone away. Like the first, like a bit, it's like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll give it a couple days, and then I might go back to the gym. The problem is, it's hard for me to take so much time off from the gym. And so I'm actually doing it, and I'm finally telling myself, well, this is important. I'm making the right choice to be able to rest my body enough, because I probably overtrain, because I do like training a lot. I'm actually recently learning to give myself a lot more rest than I think I need, because I do train hard. The intensity is there. So you either have like the intensity and you can get away with training 2 to 3 times a week, or you may lower the intensity and or the volume, and then you might be able to get away with training more frequently, which is, it's hard, because I love training hard and I also love training frequently. Obviously, if we're on steroids and we were on like enhancements, we could get away with doing both, but obviously I'm not. I'm all clean, natural as it gets. Just FYI, if you're ever curious. We'll see if anyone ever accuses you of taking anything, because that's like the goal. Once you get a good physique, you've got a good physique when you're natural, and people start accusing you shit. But so that's what's happened. I've pinched something. Something's happened to my shoulders. It's pinching, and I haven't taken enough time off to let it properly heal. I've been putting like some Voltaren muscle spray, and then some of this ice spray that kind of helps, but the ice spray is more of a temporary relief. But in today's video, I'm going to be taking you to the gym and showing you essentially what I'm going to be doing for the next 7 days, because in the midst of everything happening, this is how I change my training. Because when it comes to your training, it's all about changing it up to suit your body, your preference. Because every day you may be feeling a little different. Some days you feel weaker, some days, you know, you feel sore. And it's like, okay, well, you can either just, if you're someone who's happy to take a day off from the gym, you can go ahead and take multiple days off, as long as you know you can keep up that consistency at the end of the day. But if you're someone who, you know, needs to go to the gym and it's like, okay, you know, for maybe mental clarity, because it's like something that helps you feel grounded, it helps you kickstart off your day, which is like completely fine, you know? If that's what it is, then sometimes, you know, you need to alter your training in order to fit your ultimate goal, which is going to the gym and actually stepping foot in there and actually doing some sort of workout. So today I'm thinking of doing a few stretches and just a bunch of light cardio. And this is a cardio machine that obviously I recently discovered. It's from a Sam Sulek video, actually, funnily enough, because I did see this machine and I did try it once, but I didn't give it the proper shot it deserved. It's basically a bike with a backrest. It says I burn about 800 calories in like 2 hours, which is not bad. And in an hour, it's like 400 calories. So that is something that is like low intensity. It gets your heart rate going a little bit. It actually got my heart rate going a little bit. So it's a great alternative instead of the mundane walking and, you know, the other normal bike, because you actually have a backrest, so you can focus a lot more of your mind to be zoned out into your phone a lot more. You can concentrate more on your phone and the task you're doing. So really, if I can actually be a lot more productive even as well, because I'm not focused on, you know, keeping my back straight. I'm not focused on falling off the treadmill, walking straight. Like for me, and sometimes I get a bit dizzy on the treadmill, you know, you're on your phone and you're walking. I don't know, I can't do that. But with the bike, you have a backrest, and all of a sudden there, you just pedal. You can enjoy a movie a lot more, and you can concentrate on the movie a lot more, not concentrate on the actual physical exertion of the task. And there's so many great things. So I'll show you that later on. But apart from that, I just woke up, I grabbed myself coffee, and recently during this cut, you know, I still want to make progress, which is why I'm going to the gym and doing my cardio. Just light intensity, burning maybe 1 to 2 hours of cardio just on my phone. And that's all it is. At least that way I know I'm leveling myself up. I'm making progress. I'm not just letting this injury stagnate my progress. In terms of muscle growth, since I'm in a caloric deficit, I probably haven't put on much, but that's fine, because because I'm planning on making another video which actually explains my fitness goals and what exactly has happened and a bit of my fitness journey to a point. So yeah, hopefully this helps you have some ideas. I recently went to Queensland. I'll talk to you more about that later on. I'm trying to keep things, you know, relatively short and sweet for this intro so it doesn't drag on way too much. I do have a bad habit of talking, but I feel like I just gotta fill you in, you know, I gotta fill you in what the hell's been going on. If you don't care and you wanna skip along, I can't stop you, can I? No, at least you watch a little bit. At least you clicked on the video, I appreciate that. No, but I'm gonna be taking you through what I do, what I eat, and things that I'm doing, because right now I'm in the midst of you know, setting a few things up, getting things up and running. Fitness content's loading, and this is the behind the scenes. Because one day, you know, once my physique is up there and I lean out, and then I put on a bit of muscle mass and I do another bit of a lean bulk and then cut back down once again, I do truly believe my physique will be, you know, pretty good, because I'm focusing all my time and energy into the diet, into the training. I need to actually lean out first, right? I do see the potential of my physique, and I believe that it has potential, and just wanted to show you that, you know, underneath all that, you just need to work hard and you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. You know, you just prioritize yourself a little bit in certain aspects and go for it, because I believe these are just the early stages of this channel, and one day, you know, things will grow and we'll be making plenty of content. So this is just the humble beginnings, guys. Time to check my to-do list, see all the things that I want to have done today to keep somewhat productive, figure things out, and then we're going to be heading off to the gym quite shortly. So all right, catch you guys later. You know, in my last video, you would have seen I would have had like a giant mug, right? Road to Aesthetics last episode. Today's a small mug. Today I'm feeling like a small mug because, I don't know, it's actually quite filling, to be honest. Not much I can say other than that, just a small mug today. Why not? First things first, before we go to the gym, finish my coffee, take some supplements. Recently we found this men's multivitamin. This one there. So basically what's happened was, my girlfriend, she goes to a Good Life gym, and she walks in there and they're having some sort of special promotions, and they asked her to give her like 20 references. or something like that, but then she bargained with them and I think she brought it down to 10, and she got like a free gift pack of this and that, and then she was like, oh, you could have the men's multivitamin, and then there was like some electrolyte blend that she got, and I was like, well, at least you don't get cramps. Yeah, so that happened, and so I might as well be taking this. I got this one for free, but really I looked at the back and it's just got a bunch of vitamin C, D, E, K, you know, all these cool fancy vitamins, bit of magnesium, zinc in there and stuff. So I don't need to take some of the other supplements I'm taking because it's kind of in here, but again, dosages. I mean, when you get a multivitamin, usually the dosages of each vitamin isn't as high as if you were to take it singularly. So, but yeah, the main one, I'll be taking this, take some fish oil there as well. You can't forget about the vitamin C. The vitamin C is arguably one of the most important, and you combine that with your zinc, right? And that gives you the best protection against a cold, antibiotic kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, vitamin C combined with zinc, you know, definitely helps you fight against any of the nasty colds. Glucosamine, you know, that helps with joints. I am going, you know, heavy at the gym and I'm putting my joints under a lot of stress, so you know, it's always good to protect your joints a little bit. And then what else I got? I got a bit of vitamin D, because God knows I need a bit of extra sunlight. I barely go out. I'm like, usually I wake up, I go to the gym, and I come back. I don't really spend much time outdoors, unfortunately. That is something that needs to change. But right now I'm in a bit of a grind mode trying to get these videos happening. So once I get a bit of spare time, I can actually maybe go out for a walk or something like that. So got a bit of magnesium. And then the other two that I've been taking, apparently, which sort of helps. We've got the ashwagandha and we've got the tongarali. Now ashwagandha is supposed to help you deal with stress, because sometimes with this whole YouTube thing, you know, you can get a bit stressful, you know, trying to make the most out of every day. So dealing with just everyday stress, you know, apparently. I've been taking them for a while. I don't know, I didn't really notice a huge, like, oh my God difference, but I'm just gonna trust in that it helps. And Tongarali, Mr. Huberman himself, and one of the most respected doctors, says that this is one of the things that actually proven to boost your testosterone just a little bit. So I trust his word, and on top of that, I do feel like it kind of works. So that is what I'm taking. And that's kind of my supplement stack. You can't forget about the creatine. I take creatine in a special way. I'll show you that in a bit. I've been taking a bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit. I find it helps aid with digestion. Let me be real with you for a second. Alright, sometimes when I go a bit off diet, and then sometimes when I eat a lot. Well, I mean, mostly recently it's been when I've gone a bit off diet. I overindulge on those certain days, right? It's okay because I keep my indulgent days to a minimum, so I'm still making progress over the long term. But the side effects is that I fart a lot. You know, and supposedly, alright, apple cider vinegar, you know, helps with a lot of things, but there are a few benefits that I've noticed. The first thing is that I guess it does aid in terms of maybe me not flatulating as much as if I didn't take it. But the other big thing that I like doing, so I know it helps in aiding the digestion, maybe absorbing extra nutrients, sure, right? I don't notice that, but you know, I trust in the fact that I probably do. I mean, if you try to drink something like this, it's acidic. You really do feel like it does something to you. Apart from give you a bit of a sore throat if you do it the way I do it, if you don't dilute it in water. But then if you dilute it in water, it's kind of pointless. So, you know, I like to give it the full acid because I like to imagine that whatever food I have in here, you know, I put apple cider vinegar. I mean, this is probably not true, but I like to have this fantasy imagination that, like, as soon as I drink it, like, everything in my stomach just literally starts dissolving and getting absorbed, right? Helps me stay motivated to keep taking that. But the biggest anecdotal thing that I can say, the apple cider vinegar, like, it's a hack in terms of it's an appetite suppressant, right? So if you're really hungry and you want to push out your meal, and you know, you're trying to fast a little bit, right? Or you're trying to push out your first meal, you're trying not to eat, you feel a bit hungry, maybe you've eaten your last meal for the day and you're getting a little bit hungry before bed. You just have like a sip of apple cider vinegar, whether it be a teaspoon, a little bit more, or just a gulp, or however much you want. Yeah, it's a bitch to get down, don't get me wrong, excuse my language, but once you consume apple cider vinegar, you do not feel hungry. You don't feel hungry, right? Your appetite goes. You're like, oh, okay, maybe I don't need food. Like, even if you're fasting, you feel literally empty, and then you take some apple cider vinegar, you don't feel empty. Like, you feel like you just consumed a small plate of food that satiates you. So, you know, it's a great tool, and it's something that I've been trying to stay on top of. Another reason I try and stay consistent taking my apple cider vinegar is mainly due to the fact that I feel like it kind of calluses your throat a little bit, especially the way that I do it. But basically with this, I just open up the top and that's what I do. Problem with that, straight apple cider vinegar, it's extremely acidic, right? It burns your throat and it gives you a bit of a sore throat, right? Especially if your body isn't used to it. But if I am consistently, taking in apple cider vinegar, then that way my throat gets used to it and it kind of builds a bit of this, I'm gonna call it like callus. So then, because I've noticed a difference that if I stop being consistent taking this and I take it every once in a while, my throat feels sore the day after, like as if I've got a sore throat, but I know it's like from the apple cider vinegar. And what I do is if I stay consistent with it, my throat gets used to it, and then every time I do drink it, well, it doesn't give me a sore throat afterwards. You know what I'm saying? That is, one of the best things. And yeah, you could argue and you could be like, well, you just dilute it with some water. Well, if you dilute it with a little bit of water, sure, you get the benefits, but I don't know. I'm someone that like, I'm gonna take apple cider vinegar. I'd rather take the full amount and give my body like the full amount of acidity, because it's also to counteract the amount of water that I do drink, because, if you drink a lot of water, obviously they say you dilute your stomach, so then your body struggles to digest the food because it's very watered down. It's not as acidic. So this brings more acidity down. So if I have like a small gulp, but that's like 10 times the acidity had I diluted it, then I'd rather that small gulp than have to take more apple cider vinegar in the long run to achieve the same effect as if I just take a full straight sip, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense a little bit, but that's usually what I'm taking at the moment to get down to the aesthetic dream natural body, achieving my dream physique. So yeah, that's a little bit of supplements, my little supplement stack there. So my talking's finished. Now you can watch me take this. All in the name of health, hey? Or all in the name of aesthetics. Do I usually take the water first or the... Maybe because of the camera. Give me stage fright, guys. I usually just grab all this and I go... I'd swallow it all in one gulp. No. At least now I've got some vitamins in my system, so I know I'm happy and healthy. Now for the creatine. This is the interesting way. I've never seen anyone take it like this, but I feel like this is the best, easiest way to take the creatine. So recently there was some information discovered that's saying that, the 5 grams a day of creatine, it's a little bit of outdated advice. Basically saying that the more muscle mass you have and can develop, or the more creatine your body can hold, right? So you could probably go more upwards of the 5, 10, even 15 grams. Every individual is different, so you kind of find your sweet spot. So for myself, I'm like, okay, cool. This is what I do. I grab a teaspoon because teaspoon's easier to, I already left one in there from last time. But I just grab a heap teaspoon like that. God knows how many grams that is. But, we trust that's around 10 grams. I mean, look at that. And then I put the water first. And yeah, I just took my creatine on that. I find that obviously they say trying to dilute creatine, sometimes it doesn't dilute properly, and I saw some tricks saying that it dilutes better in hot water, so you boil the water, dilute it, then cool it down, do all this sort of stuff, but I just felt like this is the easiest way to get it down. Dry scoop that shit. Some people say that you need water to activate the creatine into your muscles. Well then, bottoms up. But if anyone does know anything and think that it's seriously not a good idea to do that, let me know. But I mean like seriously, not some of this like stuff that's like, oh, bro science, like actual credible scientific evidence as to why I can't take creatine like that. But anyways, boom, everything's all good. Supplements taken in. What else I gotta do? I was gonna get changed and go to the gym now. And I'll tell you a little bit about what's been going on recently. My trip to Queensland, I'll explain that a little bit. Oh, physique update. I weighed myself this morning. I was about 76 kilos, I believe it was. I'm fluctuating, I'm losing body fat. I thought I'd have to get down to about 60 kilos, but I don't know, I'm slowly looking leaner, or maybe I'm getting bigger, or maybe my glycogen stores are just going up and down. Maybe I'm not losing body fat, I don't know. But the stomach region is gonna be that last bit to go, but overall I feel like my chest is leaning out. I'll talk to you more about that later, but overall, I'll give you a bit of a physique update on where we're sitting at, because yeah, 76 kilos at the moment, which at my heaviest, I was like 94 fucking kilos. So being 75, it's way better, trust me, it's way better. I'm gonna catch you guys upstairs in my room, and I will show you a physique update. I just realized all this talk of apple cider vinegar, the benefits, I knew I forgot something. I forgot to bloody take it. Just a few seconds of discomfort. Whoa. No, there's not much left. I might as well finish the bottle, so yeah, because there's not much left. But yeah, you do feel like, you do feel something going on in there. And surely it's good. Cause like, what's it? You just gotta think like, once it's in your system, you don't have to fucking worry about it. Oh. The hard part's done. It's just a. Like, you tell me, there's people out there. There's people that go drinking every weekend. You know, shot after shot after shot, and some of this alcohol's tough stuff. You know, you got like whiskey and like the strong stuff, like vodka. People shot that. And then you're gonna complain, and then those same people are gonna complain that they can't have apple cider vinegar because it's like. But yeah, those people complain about apple cider vinegar because it's what, too strong. Yeah. Well, all right. Physique update time. Let's see how we are. Ooh, see how this lighting. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly. I'll show you. I got to a peak leanness during my trip in Queensland, and then by the time I came back, I fell off a little bit. Had a few cheat days, and then now I'm bringing it back, and finally like back and bringing the momentum back of the diet, because you know when it's for me when I'm dieting, it's about a momentum. You know, once you fall off, you have a bit of a cheat day, you kind of lose the momentum. So the longer you're on a diet, you stick to it, the more momentum you have, the more likely you're able to stick on it. But yeah, so that one off. I've got a decent frame going on. But yeah, I just gotta really lean this out. It's just a bunch of just skin and just, you know. Let's just have it back. Not too bad. I remember the last one I actually had a bunch of carbs in me, and my arms look ridiculous. Maybe a combination of the angles and lights and this and that, but I mean now, seeing the leanness come out, it's just there's not much you can do other than just go to the gym and do your cardio. Especially for a week. We'll see what happens in about a week in my next update video in episode 4, so see what happens. But right now, not looking too bad. And then we're going to change one more lighting. But I can try the light behind me. Let's see what happens. Like a silhouette. Another one. You know what we can do? We can have some sick lighting. I can go. Whoa. Purple. And bring down the purple a little bit. Shit, that looks pretty sick. Okay, and then more brighter. Yeah, we still got a bit to go. We're still on the fluffy end, but see how sick does it look. Okay, and then. Years of training, finally. Yeah, that's the update. That's where I'm sitting at right now. Right? Barely had anything to eat yesterday. Literally had like an egg wrap, 300-400 calories, and then some chicken skewers, hot dogs, oh, and a bowl of cereal. So, I mean, not a lot. Yeah, we're a bit fluffy, but it's alright. Getting there, especially after this week. I'm gonna lean out, and no more cheat days, no more glycogen depletion days. All right, not for a while, because we know we gotta get rid of this. We gotta look fucking good for summer. All right, so all right. Apart from that, I think that is everything. So apart from that, that is everything. I'm gonna go just get myself ready for the gym. What is the time? 10 o'clock now. Alright, so I'm gonna go get myself ready for the gym, go smash out some cardio, do some stretching, talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys at the gym, and I'll fill you in on what the hell's been going on. Alright. Oh. Perhaps cider vinegar's been hitting pretty hard, but yeah, look. I'll catch you guys. Oh, actually, I'll catch you guys in the car. This is the cool outfit check for the day. Just that. It's gonna be 24, so I mean I shouldn't really need to worry about a jump or anything like that. Alright, before I go anywhere, my shoulder's actually been playing up a little bit. Even when I when I overextend my arm, obviously it's putting like pressure. It's mainly my left trap, I'd say. It's mostly where I feel I may have pinched something. I think the best thing is I can do is just rest it. At the moment, I've been using some of that Voltaren. Basically, anti-inflammatory. The only reason I went with this, because, well, I remember some commercial when I was young about like Voltaren Rapid 25 or something.
And now twist, here we go, twisting those arms.
I'm still keeping in shape, but some days, ooh, I really feel it. So when tough pain holds me back, I use Voltaren Rapid 25.
And it just stuck with me. I was like, Voltaren should be good, might as well try it, but maybe deep would have been better, not too sure. But then I also found this at Coles. This is just it's not a magnesium spray. They do have like a magnesium spray. It's like a pain away. But it's got aloe vera, lavender oil, flower stuff, rosemary oil, eucalyptus. It's just got a bunch of oils to help with pain and joints. Maybe I went with the wrong one. I don't know. This one I've always used whenever I've got like some sort of pain. And this is like, this thing, it's like a numbing, not numbing, but it just, no matter what sort of pain you have, you spray it and it doesn't fix, it doesn't aim to heal, it just aims to get rid of the discomfort. So I think I used it last time when I did legs, and my legs were really like tough, and it's like I had a day where I needed to move around the house, go up and down the stairs, constantly moving, and especially when you have a double-story house and it's like you want to go up and down the stairs, and it's leg day, it's a pain and you just feel so sluggish and you just want to go up and down, you just want to, get things done. So I did that, and I got rid of some of the leg day pain, the DOMS, DOMS, domestic onset muscle soreness. Remember that. I'm just gonna spray this. Just rub it in. Oh, you don't need to rub it in this. It doesn't get rid of it completely, but it aims to literally ice spray. Like it feels like you spray ice on it, and it's like. The last few weeks, what's been going on? I went to Queensland for 3 weeks. It's been a few weeks since I got back, but I thought I'd update you and tell you about the little trip I go on, because I rarely ever go on like holidays or vacations or whatever you want to call it. So this one time I actually went, and it was actually quite fun. It was an interesting experience to say the least. So we went to go visit a family member up in the Gold Coast, right? They play a bit of tennis, and I was there supporting them, waking up early, and they had a gym, the tennis center that we were going to. So I was hitting the gym, doing insane amounts of cardio. But the trip there, well, we decided to catch a train all the way from Melbourne to the Gold Coast. And that was an experience. It was long. It took about 2 days from Sydney. I hit a mad gym session. I found a gym there, hit a gym sesh, and then just chilled out at the train station, really. That was all we really did for a few hours. Charged things, had a power bank, all that stuff. By the time we got to Brisbane, time just felt surreal. Like time didn't exist, because we got there like 4 a.m. and I barely slept. 4 or 5, or could have been 6 a.m. actually, but I barely slept. Then we finally made it to Queensland, and throughout the whole 3 weeks, it was really good. I basically had 2 meals a day. I'd wake up, have some Weet-Bix with honey, about 4 to 6, it was about 8 Weet-Bix with honey, right? But considering I was only having 2 meals, and then I'd come home and make a salad, that I had an air fryer there. So I was air frying some meat, putting some salad in there. That was really about it. It was just like some steak, chop it up in a salad, put some sauce in there. It was great. And in between then, you know, I saw some great movies. I saw Mission Impossible. I saw The Meg in, was it 4DX? That shit was crazy. Have you ever been to a 4DX cinema? There's only one in Melbourne, right? Holy shit. I'm sorry, but like that was crazy. You actually have water coming at you, and The Meg honestly was made for, I understand that if you were to go watch The Meg 2 in a normal cinema, that'd be like, you know, it's an average movie, which it kind of is. But when you go watch it in 4DX, that is a movie that was made for an immersive experience, with the water coming at you, the seats shaking. I had popcorn, and then, don't even get me started, the paper straws. So for whatever reason, paper straws decided not to last that day. I had the bright idea of taking the lid off and trying to drink, you know, that way, because I ran out of paper straws and I couldn't find any of my spare ones. It was dark. So I just had to make sure that I sipped at the right time, because I was sipping and out of nowhere the seat could just move, because it's The Meg. The sharks could just come out of nowhere. I did end up spilling some on me, and I couldn't tell whether that was like the mist, the water, or was it the Coke. I don't know. It was dark, but it was an experience, and I really enjoyed that. So in terms of my fitness, I was doing just, you know, a few days a week training weights as usual, except I had a lot of free time. So a lot of that free time was spent actually in a sauna. They actually had a sauna there, doing just insanely amounts of cardio on the Stairmaster, just watching movie after movie. And eventually I got pretty lean, and I was able to stick to it for, you know, a solid amount of time. And I only really had like 2 big cheat days in 3 weeks, which honestly is really good. You know, I call them glycogen replenish days, because most of the time I'd be having a lot of protein, a lot of fats, and I'd stay away from carbs. Actually, well, I'd have carbs for breakfast in my cereal, but you know, that was about it. So it was like lower carbs, so my glycogen stores are, you know, depleted constantly. That is that. And then for my cheat days, oh yeah, Oppenheimer was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was a really interesting movie, really complex movie, but it was really, really good. I tried Cinnabon for the first time, and I tell you, I don't know why there isn't more Cinnabons in Melbourne, because Cinnabons are where it's at. Honestly, you have it nice and fresh. Nutella, Biscoff, the original, sheesh. But there is like one Cinnabon in all of Melbourne, which I think is insane. But anyways, I think it's time to go to the gym. I've got a bit of a tripod set up in the corner. It's kind of a little bit stable, wee bit. But I think it's time to go. So we're coming across a roundabout. We'll see how this goes. Oh, right, fuck. So roundabouts is where it's not at. I thought that would be, I'd be able to get some cool footage, but I guess not. But anyways, oh, and we made it to the gym. What is going on, guys? Where was I? Yeah, that is right. The trip back. Well, the trip back, right? So on the way there from Sydney to Brisbane, we, you know, took first class, and it was a bit of an overnight trip as well. So we had to sleep and in first class, which wasn't the most optimal conditions whatsoever. It wasn't even, you know, that enjoyable. So then we wanted to make sure, all right, cool. You know what? Let's make sure we book cabins on the way back. So we did. We called them up, and they assured us, yes. You know, you're going to get cabins, this and that, you know, good. You know, we might be facing, you know, one might be going backwards, you know, for some people that might trigger off some, like, you know, like we're sitting on the opposite way that it's traveling, if that makes sense. But, you know, and we're like, look, that's fine. As long as we get a cabin, it'll be comfortable. We can lie down, we can sleep. We've got like space, you know, especially on the overnight trip. So I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. And then come the day of departure, oh my God, the night before, they couldn't have told us anything sooner, but the night before, they decided, hey, okay, we're going to send you a text saying that, oh yeah, due to, what was it? It was servicing of the carriages. Like they didn't know they were going to do that earlier. From Brisbane to Sydney, the overnight trip will be downgraded from cabin to first class. And mind you, the trip was like an hour gap between cars. So once we get to Sydney, it's an hour wait, and then boom, we get from Sydney to Melbourne. The issue was that we're not going to, you know, tell you when we book. We're not going to know that. No, so then we can book for a different date. Nah. We're going to just stooge you over and just, yeah, put you down first class instead of cabin, which, well, it was an experience, that's for sure. The sleep was not good, but we managed to get through, and I was so glad that we made it back safely, all in one piece, which is good. But what a trip that was, I tell you. Like, someone who doesn't go on a lot of like holidays, that was a trip and a half. But anyways, that was the story of going to Queensland. That's basically all I did. Just a bunch of cardio, you know, just a bunch of chillaxing. I watched a fair few movies, you know, on my laptop, Netflix, you know, all that good stuff. But for me, it was a way of being able to just escape from, you know, the stresses of life of, you know, I mean, content creation, you know, trying to like get things up and running, and then, you know, the way my brain works and, you know, this, that, and the other. it sucks. But, you know, it was a way to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna give myself a bit of a break, and then, you know, not worry about content creation, not worrying about anything. You know, I posted that Road to a Steaks video, I just let that be, and then now, you know, get back home, I'll get back into the swing of things, because, you know, being in a different environment, you know, all that sort of stuff, it really just, yeah, you lost a bit of motivation, you know, stuff like that. But look, at the end of the day, we're good now, we're back from holiday mode. And overall, I'm glad that I went, because it wasn't really up to me, like it was, but if it was purely my decision, I probably would have been like, nah, I need to do work, I need to do work, I need to work. And I would have missed out on an amazing experience. And, you know, and then when you do look back, you realize that, you know, life is full of experiences, and you realize that, you know, ultimately I'm glad to have, you know, created that memory and that bond with my family. So yeah, it was great, it was great. But now that story time's over, now I'm gonna be going to hit the gym, and I'm gonna do some cardio for like 1 or 2 hours, just numb out for a bit, and then I can get started with the rest of my day, which is just really planning, setting up, creating some more videos through my to-do list, a bunch of ideas, stuff like that. And then I'll get home and I'll eat something small. I've got some meat sitting in the fridge before that goes off, gotta have that. So I'll show you a little bit. But for now, I'll do some cardio. Oh, this is my cardio session. This is what I found out. I saw in a Sam Sulik video, and I thought I'd give this machine a second shot, because I did use this once, and I thought, well, maybe it doesn't burn as much calories as you know, the Stairmaster or, you know, incline on the treadmill. So I tried it yesterday for the first time, and according to the machine, it said I burnt like 800 calories in 2 hours, and on top of that, my heart rate was up. So that was one of the biggest factors. That's what I think that it bases your calorie expenditure on, is your heart rate, right? And how high your heart rate has been up for a period of time. So literally all I'm gonna do is literally just chuck my earphones in, listen to some music while going on my phone, scrolling, doing something mind-numbing, maybe for watch a movie if I get bored, but I'm gonna chuck this on for maybe an hour, 2 hours, and just smash it out, really. Just, you know, do what I have to, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to do cardio, trying to, you know, burn some energy, and then I can eat more when I get home, you know what I mean? Or I eat the same and I just lose more. It's really what it is. This is just a recovery day, so I'm just gonna do some cardio. But this machine, really cool machine. I dig it. You can check my earphones in the back. Got myself a power bank. So then you keep your phone charged, you can do whatever you want on there. You don't have to worry about losing charge. Adjust the machine accordingly. Yeah, let's go. And then this cool machine is pretty cool. It's a matrix machine. You just tap my watch, connects to it, it syncs up. And then obviously put the resistance up a little bit. I'm at level 10 at the moment. I'm loving life. What else has been going on with me? Updates. Well, since you're watching this video, some more updates before I go on my phone and numb out. Well, you'll hear it here first, I guess, if you haven't noticed or sussed out the channel already, but I'm doing a bit of a gaming channel. And last night I was working on the introductory video for those who stumble across my video, and hopefully that comes out alright. I was pretty happy with how that turned out. So I'm going to be getting into some gameplay stuff, because really at the end of the day, this fitness stuff, it's loading. I'm getting lean. And while I'm loading, you know, like video game terms, especially while I'm loading and my physique is loading, and it's getting to the point where I'm at least lean and credible, right? Because that's the biggest thing, is having credibility. Part of it is you got to look the part, you know, if someone wants to listen to you, for the most part anyway. So while that's doing that, I'm going to be doing some gameplay, you know, just recording myself. I was setting that up the last couple of days. It took me a while to get my head around it, but I set that all up, got all that going. That's going to be fun. Definitely suss out the gaming channel. Chuck a cheeky subscribe, because, you know, I'm trying to grow both channels, obviously, and they really mean the world. You know, I'll be able to bring you guys content you might hopefully enjoy. And I'm thinking of starting off playing Spider-Man, replaying Spider-Man, because I can't wait for Spider-Man 2. That shit's going to be insane. And I just want to relive the amazing story of Spider-Man PS5 and Spider-Man 2 PS5. Can't wait with the black symbiote and stuff. It's going to be insane. But apart from that, the gaming channel's in development. I'm planning on doing a few videos today, editing, getting them all out. There's a Queensland transformation post that should be out soon, and just a few other videos. So yeah, all this good stuff, you know. It's a long road, but it's definitely a road I definitely want to go on, you know. So apart from that, I'm just gonna zone out, do some cardio, play some games, watch some movies, do some planning, be a little productive, and catch you when I'm all done. Whoa, and that is 2 hours of cardio done. Right, look at this. Can you see that? Boom, 30 minutes. I did an hour and a half, then I went to the toilet and then came back and proceeded to do another half an hour. I could have just, honestly could have stopped at an hour and a half. I was thinking it, but then I was like, you know what, like that extra half an hour could make the difference between like losing those extra kilos, losing that extra pieces of fat that's around me, you know? Because I'm trying to get lean and shredded, and I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible sometimes. Like sometimes I go really aggressive, and then other times, you know, if I need to take a more sustained approach, I will. rather than overindulging and having like absolute massive cheat days. Like my cheat days have been heavily reduced from what they were. That's for sure, because I used to have like a full cheat day, just eat whatever I want, have those days, be like, you know what, I'm just gonna indulge. But then now it's like, no, if I have a cheat day, it'll be like for one meal, which limits how much over I go, my calories, which limits how far back I go, you know? So at least I'm taking maybe 4 steps forward and, you know, 2 steps back at most, maybe 1 step back, you know, depends, because I'm just replenishing the glycogen stores. My rule is, if I ever have, you know, an enjoyment day, or if I ever have a day where I don't stick to my diet, I usually just enjoy it and get back on it the following day, because one day usually doesn't make too much of a difference until you really get, like, the more lean you are, the more of a difference it would make, because water retention, you'll see the small things, you know. But something like this, you know, one day you go off, and then as long as I get back onto it the next day, or at most the day after that, then I'm still making progress overall. You know, I got to look at the overall grand scheme of things. So yeah, well, I'm gonna go home, grab something to eat, and then we're gonna start being a little productive today. Forgot to turn the mic on, so there was a lot of footage there that was just all muted, which is unfortunate. Hopefully you can enjoy some of the footage with music. But so yeah, really, I just had a salad with some blade roast and some lettuce, parsley, and some salt. Oh, and I put some garlic sauce on top of that as well. So yeah, there you go. That was meal 1. So I gotta clean up and then get started with some work. So some nice gains over there. 6:15. Ooh, it's been a few hours. Managed to get the thumbnail done for the new gaming channel. That's going to be coming up soon. Hopefully that comes out alright. I really like the way it came out. And then I got some advice on the video just to fix up a few things, and then boom, we're now re-uploading it. So then now, before I even release that intro video, I want to at least record some gameplay videos and get that all started, which is coming along soon. But I got a few other things to do first. So this gaming channel is definitely well on its way. But now it's time to eat because I'm getting hungry. So it's my really second meal. Probably gonna have some more meat because that's gonna go off otherwise. And I need it, you know, because we're getting there. Look at that. We're getting lean. Just to think we're gonna do the same thing again all tomorrow. Yeah. That's all right. No more weights for now. No more weights for now. It sucks. It does. But anywho's, let's go get some. All right. Now we're gonna have a cheeky dinner. Where I'm gonna have an egg wrap. I'm gonna cook myself up a little egg wrap. And then, we've got a few chicken skewers and some kangaroo sausages. Tell you, kangaroo meat, it's slept on. It's really high in protein. Overall, yes, compared to normal sausages, the taste is obviously much more dry, hence because it's more lean and like actual full of protein. So, you know, the rule is the more leaner the protein, the more dry and, you know, doesn't taste well. So that's when you have to do things. But honestly, like to be able to have the sausage in itself, it doesn't taste that bad. And it's easier to eat too, that's the thing. You know, dried chicken breast is hard to eat. That's why, you know, you add some sauces onto it. We can get, what am I looking at getting? Maybe some barbecue sauce on it, some sweet chili, you know, whatever you feel like. Some more garlic sauce, you know, we gotta have that before that goes off because other sauces, they last a long time. It's garlic sauce, you know. Could go off in the next few days. I don't know how long, it's been sitting there for a while. So, what am I doing? I am gonna use the air fryer one more time. All right, we'll plop 2 sausages. chicken skewers. Beautiful. We get some 1, 2. So it gives me 2 sausages and 2 skewers for tomorrow. Boom. All right, that's cooking. I don't have to do nothing. How sick is that? Air fryers are one of the best things. You can literally just put it in there, set it and forget it. Boom. And all you have to do is just wait for the gains to come. Just because this meat's been sitting there for a while, I'm gonna have 1 piece of meat. I'm gonna use this air fryer over here. I've got one over there. I've got 3 air fryers. Pretty good. Now we're gonna do this. I just wanna use a little bit, so yeah, that should be right. That's a nice cheeky dinner. And then I'll set that for about 20 minutes. Boom. The butter fell. All's good. Everything's good. And then we're gonna have 2 cheeky eggs and a nice cheeky wrap, because who doesn't love a nice cheeky egg wrap? All right, I'm gonna take a brief intermission because I gotta empty out my bowels, and I'll be right back. Don't worry, it's just number 1. Woo! This is pretty good. That's all done. That was a little appetizer with meat. Chop it up. Ooh. Unos and dos. I don't know if you can see that, but we've got some steak pieces over here. We've got some chicken skewers over there. We've got some kangaroo sausages. Plenty of protein. And a bit of fats in there too. We're going to get some sauce put on top. Call it a meal.
Rescue teams continue to trawl, but the miracles of you.
Nice. There you go. That is a finished dinner. Just 2 meals today, 2 meals a day. If I had to say, that was roughly, that had to be near 2,000 calories. Couldn't have been more, maybe a little bit more at most, but yeah, it was pretty good. I thought I would quickly just do a quick little calorie calculation, rough estimate about how many calories I had today, right? I'll share some screenshots on the screen. Basically, this morning, the blade roast, lettuce, and light start Greek yogurt, which is what are the main things that I had. Parsley, not really that much calories anyway. I roughly estimated 200 grams of blade roast, right? That looked about 200 grams. I could be a bit off, but you know, that was 448 calories for the morning. And then meal 2, 2 kangaroo sausages, the chicken skewers, beef blade roast, cage eggs, mozzarella light cheese. These are just estimates that I didn't weigh them. I didn't do any like particular little things, but roughly meal 2 was 1,064 calories, which when you looked at that plate, that seems about, I mean, that looks about right. All in all, if I go to a nutrition, 178 grams of protein I had today. So pretty much high protein, only 80 grams of carbs. It's decent, I guess. It's not like I had 0 carbs. Only around 50 grams of fat, though that is a bit on the low end, but I didn't counter in the butter that probably was absorbed somewhat into the egg. I mean, what are you going to count that, like 5 grams of butter? If you really want to put that in, you could, but I didn't count that in. So all in all, I had about 1,500 calories, 1,512 calories, right? I had 178 grams of protein, 80 grams of carbs, 52 grams of, so it's moderate, but take those numbers with a grain of salt. The fat was probably on the bit higher end, probably, and the calories probably a bit more higher end, but in saying that, I can safely say I was in a deficit. You know, it's like those days where you don't want to waste the day not being in a deficit when you think you are. That's why I started counting my calories at the start, was because I didn't want to waste my days and be like, this day was a waste because I didn't take a step forward in losing weight, you know? Because, you know, I wasn't sure if I was in a deficit. How do I know? Well, at least today, I can safely say that I'm in a deficit. I did 2 hours of cardio on that machine, and worst case scenario, I burnt about half of the calories it says I burnt. So I've burned about 800 calories today. Say I burnt 400. You know, either way, I'm still good. I'm still in that deficit, you know. I'm gonna try to keep that up as much as I can. Just keep going, you know. And then eventually, with enough time, my body will transform. It's really been about 12 months since I started. And yeah, look, I could have been there by now. But I mean, if you look at my starting position, I wasn't obese. I was still a big boy, but I took the more slower but consistent approach because, you know, there was days where, you know, I was having maybe a bit more higher calories, but I was still losing weight, you know, and then days where, you know, I had a few cheat days and this and that, you know, just to enjoy life a little bit. Overall, now I'm in a good headspace with food. I figured out tips and tricks to help keep me satiated throughout the day. Apart from that, guys, I'll do a little cheeky transition to the outro. That is it for today's video, guys. And that's what I ate for today. And that's today. That's a little update on what's going on. I'm currently around 77 kilos, but I'm looking around, I'm probably looking leaner. I'm probably sitting around the 15-ish% body fat. It's all relative. I am getting leaner. My chest is, you know, looking a bit more filled out. My arms and my muscles haven't really grown much per se, but they look a bit bigger because they're starting to look a little leaner. So, and apart from that, comment down if there's anything you want to see in the next video, in the next vlog, you know. But for the time being, for the next few weeks, that's what I'm going to be doing. Well, for at least the next week, I'd say, sorry. At least for the next week, that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be consuming. Just 2 meals a day, come home, do work. And on the days I don't have work, you know, I work like 2 days a week. And most of the other days I'm making content. That's pretty much it. This is the road to aesthetics. This is what it takes, you know, 2 meals a day. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am on the road to 20K. I'm currently at like 13,000 subscribers because like one shorts video like just blew up. You know, I did like a Puss in Boots review video and that went crazy and I was like, holy crap. So, you know, I'm extremely grateful for that. But at the same time, I'm trying to get to 20K. That's our next goal, you know, and hopefully we can get there. But I need you guys to smash the like button, and I'm going to be coming out with, you know, more and more content relatively soon. The gaming channel is going to be up and running. We're going to be getting things flowing. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you found it helpful. Hope you found it entertaining. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to smack the like button, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, but before I go, what I want to do is I want to leave you with a little something. All right, I want to tell you that it's okay to press pause on your life every once in a while. Take a breather, step back, think, reflect. And then when you're ready, press play again. It's a cheeky little game reference. You know, just remember that, you know, you can treat life like a video game, press pause, reflect. Then when you're ready, press play, be the hero of your own destiny. All right, see you in the next one, guys.